You tapping in real quick for this UFC fight night that's fitting to take place Saturday evening somewhere in Iowa. I do not know how to pronounce that particular area, but it is going down at the Wells Fargo Arena. We have 12 fights to talk about. I do appreciate y'all for tapping in. This video right here, this is the full card breakdown and predictions. Let's go ahead and dive into it. Now, I'm not necessarily sure what that lineup's going to look like come fight night, but this is the one that I have in front of me this afternoon, so this is very much so the one that we're going to rock with. You know what I'm talking about? Let's go ahead and dive into it. Now, as of right now, that first fight of the night, that is low-level women's MMA, in my personal opinion. You understand what I'm saying to you? It is Juliana Miller versus Ivana Petrovic. I don't know how you say that last name, so it's Juliana versus Ivana. Juliana is currently a plus 205 underdog. Ivana is a minus 250 moderate favorite. I don't get it. It should be a, minus 110 pick 'em. It should be a coin flip type situation in my personal opinion. You know what I'm talking about? There is no significant difference in the level of opposition that these two young women have been facing. I get it. 7-2 is a bit more appealing than 3-3, so that might make you want to go ahead and jump on that side of things, man. Jamie Lynn Horth and Luana Carolina, those are her two losses. Those are her two biggest steps up as far as level of opposition are concerned. You understand what I'm saying to you? Juliana, Luana Santos, and Veronica Hardy. I almost like those two names a bit better, but those are, her highest level. That is her biggest step up as far as level of opposition is concerned. You understand what I'm saying to you? So there is no significant difference in the level of opposition that these two young women have been facing. You understand what I'm saying to you? And with that being said, Juliana, she's 28 years old, 5'7" with a 66-inch reach. Ivana's 30 years old, 5'8" with a 70-inch reach. She has a 4.9-inch, just about a 5-inch reach advantage. I do not know how much Ivana does. I do not know how much that will play into this fight, though, as I do personally believe Juliana to be the more dominant wrestler, grappler, and the more dominant jiu-jitsu practitioner, and the woman that I believe will be able to find a way to get this fight down to the mat. You understand what I'm saying to you? Where she will be more dominant. And she's no fish out of water on her feet. So I believe it'll be highly competitive and closely contested on the feet in the striking department, and Juliana will be able to edge her out ever so slightly with the wrestling and grappling, and possibly, putting Ivana into a compromisable position somewhere over the course of those 15 minutes while searching for a submission when she gets her down to the ground. You understand what I'm saying to you? So for a fight that I don't have a high level of interest in and I don't want anything to do with, you understand what I'm saying to you? For the sake of a pick, I do have to rock with the dog. You can give me the plus 205 dog tag on the killer, Juliana Miller, who I do believe to be just a bit better, absolutely everywhere, and she'll be able to edge her via split decision. But fuck that fight. I don't want anything to do with it, man. That's just my personal take on it. Moving on, heavyweight MMA, a shit show in my personal opinion, a fight that I want absolutely nothing to do with. Why Thomas Peterson is a minus 240 favorite. I don't really understand. Again, he's coming off a loss to Shamil, a win over, Usman, and then a loss to Jamal. Those are, he lost to Waldo Cortez Acosta outside of the UFC. You understand what I'm saying to you? So when he's had to take a fairly semi-decent step up as far as level of opposition is concerned, he just has not been able to get it done. Dontel Mays is a big motherfucker that nobody can just come out there and ragdoll. I get it. He's coming off a submission loss to Walter, which in my personal opinion, everybody could do without a loss to Walter. But, Walter is still 12-1. So it is what it is, man. He's coming off the heel hook loss. He also lost to Shamil. He beat Caio Machado, lost to Rodrigo Nascimento, knocked out Andre Arlovski, lost to Augustus, beat Parisian, beat Martinez, lost to Nascimento, lost to Sandhagen. Like, he tends to lose to the individuals that he is supposed to lose to, with the exception of that motherfucking Augusto Sakai loss. We can all do without an Augusto Sakai loss, in my personal opinion, in this division. But he tends to lose to the individuals, the Rodrigo Nascimento, Shamil Gaziev, and Cyril Gans. You know, the individuals, we could do without that Walter and that Augusto. But he tends to lose to the individuals he should lose to, the Caio Machados, the Josh Parisians, the Martinezes. I look at that level of opposition that he competed against, much like this level of opposition in Thomas Peterson, man. If Thomas Peterson can't get him down and just run through him and do what he wants to do with him, which is a hard task for anybody, Dontel Maggs is a big motherfucker with a 7-inch reach advantage and a 5-inch height advantage. 33 and 30 years old. It's not a whole lot to talk about there. 6'1", 6'6", 5 inches in height for Dontel. 81 inches to 74 inches, 7 inches in reach for Dontel. He can crack. He's solid. He's well-rounded. You know, he has holes. This is heavyweight MMA. Anything can happen on any given Saturday when that cage locks. But just give me the dog, man. I don't want anything to do with this fight, but give me the dog, man. Give me Dontel Maggs at plus 195. Peterson is currently a minus 240. Moving on, man, we have the Dream Killer versus Bang. We have Gaston Bolanos versus Quang Lee. And, give me the Dream Killer, man. Give me the Dream Killer to just come out there and produce a better all-around body of work over the course of 15 minutes, absolutely everywhere. And if the finish presents itself, we'll take it. You know what I'm talking about? Not to say that Quang Lee won't have a moment or moments. You understand what I'm saying to you? He can crack, but I'm just not high on him. Not in any way, shape, form, or fashion. I believe Gaston is the better all-around mixed martial artist, absolutely everywhere. And if he does not find a finish, he does get it done via unanimous decision. Again, this is just my personal opinion, but that is one of my most confident picks on the card. You know what I mean? Moving on, women's MMA, Marina Rodriguez versus Jillian Robinson. Not in love with the price tag at minus 280, but it is, probably rightfully so. The Savage is going to come out here and do what she wants to do with Marina, in my personal opinion. She may find a finish inside the distance via submission. She may find it inside the distance via KO, TKO from ground and pound, top position type shit. You know what I'm talking about? She may just beat the shit out of her 30-27 for 15 minutes. Rinse and repeat and just do what she wants to do. It is what it is. It's women's MMA. I am extremely confident in the Savage, Jillian Robinson, to get the job done. But I have no action on this fight unless we're talking about a Hail Mary, just based off the fact that it's women's MMA. Now we have Iron taking on the Man of Steel. Azamat versus Ryan Loder. Now, Azamat, I fucks with him. I fucks with his team. You understand what I'm saying to you? And, I know the young man's solid. I know the young man's well-rounded. And I know that young man can be very fucking dangerous at times. You understand what I'm saying to you? So I also know he can be very patient. You know what I mean? Ryan Loder's a big question mark to me. You know what I mean? I know that boy can be problematic just about absolutely anywhere the fight takes place. So, do I think Azamat justifies this price tag? I do believe he has the capabilities of coming out here and justifying this price tag and some. But there's just so many questions on Ryan's side for me. You know what I'm talking about? We have Iron versus the Man of Steel. And, I'm rocking with Azamat. I'm rocking with Azamat to be the one to get this one done via unanimous decision, 3 rounds to none. Maybe Ryan has his moments, so it's 2 rounds to 1. And maybe he finds that finish inside the distance, so he gets it done like that. But Azamat's the pick, man. You know what I'm talking about? Now we have Foxy versus Cupcake. Yana Santos versus Misha Tate. I think the resumes should undeniably be incomparable. as far as levels of opposition. At 20-9 to 15-8. She's 35 on Yana's side, and Misha's 38. So these two women are pretty much both, you know, in the same stages, life and careers. You know what I'm talking about? Misha might actually be doing a little bit better. She might have kept herself, you know what I mean, all the way around, physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. And that's with all due respect to the Foxy side. Cupcake might just, you know, be a bit more solid everywhere, in and out of the cage. You understand what I'm saying to you? I'm going to rock with her, man. I really don't like this fight. I'd rather see Misha fight somebody else, you know, from her era. But I'll take it. Minus 130. Oh, my bad, man. Azamat was a motherfucking, Azamat was a minus 360. And Ryan Loader was a plus 260. Cupcake, Misha Tate, minus 130. And Foxy, Yana Santos is a plus 110. And we rocking with Cupcake, Misha Tate. Little Heathen versus the Dragon. Jeremy Stevens versus Mason Jones, man. And you know this is my big dog play of the week. You know what I'm talking about? This is my big dog play of the week because Joker's bad. Joker's is sleeping on Jeremy Stevenson, man. Like, I get it. The age difference. Cool. He's on a hell of a skid as far as his UFC run is concerned. His last 5 fights, he might be on a 5-fight skid if I'm not mistaken. I'm getting to that right now. You know what I'm talking about? But let's talk about it. Let us talk about it real quick. The young man is on a 5-fight skid. Matus Gamrot. What does Mason Jones do with these individuals? Matus Gamrot, Calvin Kattar, which is probably the worst one, Yair Rodriguez, then Yair Rodriguez. Now, Yair Rodriguez by unanimous decision. 15 minutes with Yair. You know what I'm talking about? And then that was coming off the no contest to Yair. Then losing that unanimous decision to Zabit before Zabit retired out of nowhere. Jose Aldo. After knocking out Josh Emmett, Doohoo Choi in unanimous decision, one of the scrap packs, Gilbert Melendez. You know what I'm talking about? Before that, it was Renato Moicano and Frankie Edgar, prime time. Beat prime time Henan Barral. Lost to a motherfucking Max Holloway, Charles Oliveira, Cub Swanson. These are all prime time. You know what I'm talking about? Like Jeremy was fighting Eve Edwards, man. You know what I'm talking about? Jeremy was fighting Melvin fucking Gillard, knocking out Rafael Dos Santos in 2008, a prime time lightweight Rafael Dos Santos. You understand what I'm saying too? Like, Jeremy Stevens has been around for a long time. And I get it. I get it. He's on a 5-fight skid. But look at these names that he's on this 5-fight skid to. You understand what I'm saying to you? And then just go back and look at what Mason Jones has done. He came into the UFC and he lost to Mike Davis. No contest to Alan Patrick. Caught a dub over David Onama only because he was able to take him down 8 times. And then he lost to Ludovic Klein because he couldn't get Ludovic Klein down. Those physicalities, them physical frames, much like Jeremy Stevens, Ludovic Klein was a bit smaller, a bit more compact. It's a bit harder to find the fucking hips. You understand what I'm saying to you on these individuals? Now, David Onama, the way David Onama and Mason Jones matched up their physicalities, their physical frames, it was a bit easier for him to get to the hips. It was a bit easier for him to do what he wanted to do and implement his body of work on him. I do not believe that's going to be the case against Jeremy Stevens. And Jeremy Stevens is 65% takedown defense. We just talked about. All you have to do is run down his resume and look at who that takedown defense has been accumulated up against to know that that takedown defense is very fucking legitimate. Then you take into consideration the 45% takedown accuracy on Mason's side and who that accuracy has been accumulated up against as of yet. There's a big fucking difference in the level of opposition that defense has been defending and that offense has been able to get off on. You understand what I'm saying to you? My bad, I dropped y'all. Y'all went for a little ride on that. But there's a big fucking difference in the level of opposition that he accumulated that 65% takedown defense up against as opposed to what he's accumulated this 45% takedown accuracy up against. You mix that with the fact that Jeremy's a bit smaller, a bit more compact. It's going to be a bit harder to find his hips naturally. I think Jeremy keeps this fight upright, man. I think he keeps this fight upright. The striking defense for Jeremy is at 58%. The striking defense for Mason is at 46%. I think he keeps this fight upright. And I think he touches Mason's chin. And I think he stiffens and starches him up in the middle of that octagon. Then I think he takes his motherfucking gloves off. Jeremy's not back in the UFC to make another run at the title. He's not back in the UFC to do anything but make one more big check and retire in the promotion that changed his fucking life way back in 2007. Turned that little heathen into the Jeremy Stevens that he is in now. Gave this young man everything he has. You understand what I'm saying to you? He wants to come back here, hopefully put on a good performance and retire inside that UFC octagon. He wants to put his gloves down inside the promotion that changed his life, man. And to think that it's outside the realm of possibility for him to stuff these takedowns, keep this fight upright, and catch Mason Jones with a nasty uppercut coming in for that takedown, or catch Mason Jones with a nasty knee to the body coming in for the takedown, and follow that John by uppercut and a straight. Like, Jeremy's fucking nasty. He's still fucking fast, and we all seen over in bare knuckle breaking motherfucking Eddie's jaw, but it's like he can still fucking crack. That power ain't going nowhere, man. You understand what I'm saying to you? It is what it is. There's an age difference. You know what I'm talking about? There's a slight height difference, but that's going to play into Jeremy's advantage as far as stuffing these takedowns is concerned. It is what it is, man. You know, maybe I'm fucking delusional. Maybe I'm losing my shit. You know what I mean? Maybe I'm just holding on to hope for the young boy, little heathen. But I personally believe he possesses the takedown defense to keep this fight upright. And, you know, land that shot on the feet and clean Mason's clock, man. Just disconnect him from his consciousness and let that be that with that. You know what I'm talking about? So Jeremy's the big dog play. Moving on, we have Cameron versus Saidi. I'm rocking with Saidi to be the one to get this one done via unanimous decision, 2 rounds to 1, just by producing a better all-around body of work over the course of 15 minutes, man. And maybe he breaks Cameron in those you know, those later minutes, because Cameron seemed to slow the fuck down in his last performance. And I think Saidi's just got more dog in him, more grit in him, more will, more fight, more push, just everything. You know what I'm talking about? So I'm going to rock with him to get it done, man. Montel versus Daniel Marcos. I'm rocking with Montel Jackson to be the one to get this one done via split decision. But I'm doing it with extreme caution, and I have applied the swap out option to the Marcos side when we talk about betting and parlaying, because he may very well come in here, leave 18-0, and send Montel out 14-3 via split or unanimous decision. It's a fucking this fight is going to be very, 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 very closely contested, man. You know what I mean? I have to take the 3 inches in height and the 6.5 inches in reach by Montel, because I know Montel possesses more pop in each and every one of his individual shots. And I would not be surprised if he handed Marcos his first ever loss, also inside the distance via KO, TKO, from catching, clipping, and disconnecting him from his consciousness. You understand what I'm saying to you? But if he does not catch, clip, and disconnect him from his consciousness, and he cannot mix in his all-around and implement his all-around body of work, and this thing is just motherfucking tight like ant pussy for 15 minutes, who knows what those judges are going to do? You know what I'm talking about? Montel's the pick with extreme caution. Ponzi versus D-Rod. I'm rocking with D-Rod with extreme confidence. My most confident pick on the card. I was glad I was able to catch him at plus money. He's not there any longer. He's not going to be there at the end of the week. He will be the favorite, and rightfully so. He's going to fuck Ponzi up. The volume's on his side. The power's on his motherfucking side. You understand what I'm saying to you? They're both 38 years old, 6 feet and 6 feet 1, 73 inches to 74 inches. It's just the volume, the power, the dog. It's all on D-Rod's side, in my personal opinion. And I think he's just going to outwork Ponzi absolutely everywhere over the course of 15 minutes and possibly find the finish inside the distance. Bo versus RDR. I'm rocking with Bo, but with extreme caution. Bo really only needs to slip up and make one mistake in this matchup, and it could be it. It could be a wrap. It could be, the curtain call for this kid. It is what it is. That O is going to go. It's inevitable. He's not going to rise through the rankings and be a fucking champion and, retire undefeated. So let's get that delusion out of your mind. He will catch a loss. It's just a matter of time. And is RDR the guy to give him his first loss on Saturday night? I do not know. I'm rocking with Bo, but Bo needs to put on a boring performance trying to knock RDR out and not try to go out there and, be dominant from top position and wrestle fuck this individual, because he is the better, more dominant wrestler, but he is far from being anywhere close in the jiu-jitsu department. You understand what I'm saying to you? And he can get something snatched the fuck up. So with extreme caution, man, Bo is the pick. Moving on to this main event, it's Corey, the Sandman, versus Davison. Do not know how to pronounce his nickname. I'm rocking with Corey. I'm not in love with the price tag. I have no action on this fight unless we're talking about a Hail Mary trying to hit the whole card or just trying to hit 10 legs. You know what I'm talking about? Other than that, I want nothing to do with it. If he gets to rolling around with Davis and Figueiredo, it could be the same thing as Bo. Like, it could be problematic, man. Just like RDR could be problematic, motherfucking Davison could be very problematic, man. If Davison gets this thing down to the ground, he might do him like Aljo did him and just get him out of there with quickness inside the distance via submission, man. If he cracks him, he could get him out of there via club and sub type situation, man, because he's very deceptively powerful as well. You understand what I'm saying to you? Corey's the pick with extreme caution, man. So, let's run through this motherfucker one more again from bottom to top, y'all. For the sake of a pick, we rocking with the dog, the killer, Juliana Miller. We also rocking with another dog, the Lord Kong, Dontel Mays. Then we on to Gaston Bolanos, Jillian Robertson, Osmont, Misha Tate, and Jeremy Stevens is a big dog play. You know what I'm talking about? We taking Saidi, we taking Montel Jackson with caution, we taking Daniel Rodriguez, D-Rod with extreme confidence, we taking Bo Nickel with extreme caution, and Corey the Sandman Sandhagen with extreme caution. You know what I'm talking about? I'm finna slide up out of here and go scoop my youngest up from school real quick, because it's about that time. I appreciate y'all for tapping in. Best of luck with any and all bets and parlays. Peace and blessings.